Hi. It's Youtipedia. Today we are going to recall the greatest persons ever lived, those who influenced the world drastically. Let's go. 1. Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci is considered to be one of the greatest men ever lived. He was engaged in invention, sculpting, architecture, science, music, mathematics, engineering, literature, anatomy, geology, astronomy, botany, writing, history and cartography, and is often regarded as the most skillful painter of all times. 2. Aristotle. Aristotle is one of the greatest philosophers and brilliant minds. He influenced almost every aspect of human knowledge: mathematics, logic, art, philosophy, literature, theater and so on. Besides, he was good at teaching, and even Alexander III of Macedon took Aristotle's lessons. 3. Alexander III of Macedon. Alexander the Great probably was the greatest conqueror of all times. His Imperia stretched from Europe on the west to India on the east. He gained 20 great victories during his war campaigns without a single loss. 4. Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon is, on the one hand, a very contradictory figure, as he can be treated as a tyrant and usurper. On the other hand, he was one of the greatest commanders ever, an outstanding leader and a great statesman. His innovative political ideas influenced all of the great emperors of his time and are still used. 5. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ gave the world Christianity and is rewarded by several religions as a Messiah, prophet and, in Christian religion, as the Son of a God. He is undisputedly one of the most famous men ever lived. 6. Muhammad. Muhammad was a great religious and political figure. He gave the world Islam and Quran, united Arabia and drastically influenced the social order of whole nations. Nowadays Muslim religion unites about a quarter of all the people on earth. 7. Isaac Newton. Newton is known as one of the greatest scientists of all times. He invented physical fundamental laws and classical mechanics, contributed optics and mathematics. He was one of the key figures of European scientific revolution. 8. Albert Einstein. Einstein is one of the greatest minds in history. His hypotheses and calculations turned physical science upside down and enlightened new directions for science research for years. His numerous insights were so incredible, prophetic and, at the same time, accurate, that there is no doubt, he is one of the most outstanding thinkers ever lived. 9. William Shakespeare. It is hard to find a man who has never heard about this great writer. Shakespeare influenced theater, dramatic art, literature, English linguistics and philosophy. He wrote 12 outstanding tragedies and 38 plays. 10. Galileo Galilei. He is one of the most famous astronomers and physicians. He gave the world a scientific method and fundamental mechanics. Great scientists Einstein and Hawking acknowledge him as the father of modern science. 11. Thomas Edison. Edison was one of the greatest inventors with more than 1,000 patents. He gave the world such things as the phonograph, the motion picture camera, the long-lasting, practical electric light bulb and many others. Despite his scientific and engineer work, he was also recognized as a successful businessman. 12. James Watt. After invention of his version of the steam engine, the great industrial revolution began. James Watt offered a conception of horsepower and the unit of power is called after him. 13. Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa was canonized by the Roman Catholic Church as Saint Teresa and was awarded by the Nobel Prize for her lifetime struggle to overcome poverty and distress. She founded organization Missionaries of Charity that now works in 133 countries. 14. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Mozart is a pure musical genius. He was a wunderkind and wrote his first symphony at the age of 8. He was extremely consistent and stable throughout his career, and his beautiful music is supposed to set an unreachable mark for future composers. He is highly appreciated by all critics, musicians and music lovers. 15. Leo Tolstoy. Tolstoy is the father of modern realistic European literature. His impact is really outstanding. His plays and novels are being played all over the world, and his main works, War and Peace and Anna Karenina, are one of the most famous books of all times. 16. Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin gave the world the opportunity to understand nature progress and biological variability development. His theories were so outstanding and his proofs were so unbeatable that, despite of social pressing, his thoughts were highly recognized at his time and influence natural science till now. 17. Wright Brothers. Wright Brothers taught humanity how to fly. Hundreds of inventors tried to build aircrafts of all kinds, but they failed. No one believed the man could ever create a flying machine, but Wright Brothers proved that skeptics were wrong. 18. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs changed the way we communicate, socialize, search, spend our rest time, work and travel. He is one of the greatest men of our century, because he managed to change our lives drastically. 19. Henry Ford. Henry Ford is the father of contemporary business approach. He invented mechanisms for a highly effective production, changed the very principles of business and gave the world the main thing that drove our progress for decades, automobiles with injectors. Undoubtedly, he is one of the greatest Americans of the last century. 20. Anton Chekhov. Chekhov is the father of modern theater. His plays are being played all over the world. He is considered to be one of the best drama authors in history. 21. Sergei Eisenstein. Eisenstein was a theater and cinema director who gave the world an attractional visual art that we see in all of the modern blockbusters. He made revolutionary theatrical performance, invented dialectical montage and made cinema the most emotional art ever created. 22. Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud was a person who understood a man's soul. His ideas and insights, although not all of them were correct, influenced psychology, psychiatry, philosophy, literature and art for decades after his life. 23. Ivan Pavlov. Pavlov is one of the greatest natural scientists in history. His experiments and hypotheses were revolutionary, that's why he had a vast amount of opponents, who thought his conclusions were wrong. But time proved he was right in many of his ideas. 24. Pablo Picasso. Picasso is one of the most admired artists. His career was long-lasting and permanently brilliant. He influenced almost every painter who worked after him, and his gigantic artistic heritage inspires greatest mind till now. 25. Winston Churchill. Sir Winston Churchill is supposed to be one of the greatest politicians and thinkers of the last century. He was awarded by a vast amount of military honors for his excellent military career, was appointed with the title of Lord and made a great contribution in World War II ending. He also was a painter and a writer. We hope you enjoyed our top facts about the greats. If you want us to make a second part, put a like under the video. If you want to suggest another person, please, leave a comment below with his name and a brief recap. Thanks for watching.